everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney, and today I'm doing something just a little bit different. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I have been trying to stay motivated. Now, I struggled staying motivated. I struggled staying motivated a lot, but it got worse recently with the coronavirus and working from home. So I watched a training for work, and I wanted to show you some of the things that I learned at that training and what I've been doing to stay motivated. So I am going to use a purple pen. It's pretty dark, so I think you should be able to see it. But the first thing that I'm going to do is take about 60 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds to do a brain dump. Now, I do my brain dump every day, every other day, and these are things that are immediately on my mind that I have to get done right away. This is not something where I sit down for 10 minutes and write out every single thing that I need to get done. This is stuff that is clogging my brain, and stuff that I feel overwhelmed about. Now, you can take a little bit longer for your brain dump, but I don't suggest going over like 2 to 3 minutes. This is supposed to be short, sweet, and to the point. So, a lot of these things I already kind of had written down on my other page, but I'm going to kind of copy it over here so that way I can show you kind of how I do it. So, let me take a minute or two, write down the things that are in my head and keeping me from being able to focus, and then I'll show you the next step. And this is kind of a weird way for me to write, so please ignore the awful penmanship and some of the spelling errors because I'm not the best speller. Okay. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything. Like I said, this isn't like me doing a true brain dump. This is stuff that I'm copying over from my last list. But normally I would take, you know, like I said, a maximum of 2 minutes to just write out all of the things that are on my mind. And this is a great way for me to have a list written down of the stuff that I don't want to forget. And I know that it's in a place that it's safe, and I can now go back to, you know, my work, and I can focus on my work because I don't have to think about all these other things. So what I do next is I break them into 3 categories, and I like to color code them. So I'll do black, orange, and pink. So in black, I'm going to write out the things that are most important. So these are the things that I need to get done first. So I pick the things that I want to get done first. So my laundry, my boxes, and my tomatoes. And I write down the next step. So in order to get my laundry done, the first thing that I have to do is take the laundry out of the dryer. And that's what I write. Of dryer. This is the first step that I have to take in order to get this task done. Obviously, there's more to do after I take the clothes out of the dryer, but this is the first thing that I have to do. It's super manageable, it's not overwhelming, and it gives me a starting point. The next thing that I really want to get done today is my boxes. Now for me, I know that means that I need to burn my boxes. So the first thing that I need to do in order to complete that task is gather all the boxes. I have some boxes broken down in my storage room. I have some boxes broken down in the corner of my apartment. It's just random all over. So I need to gather all of my boxes before I can take them outside and burn them. This is the first thing that I need to do in order to get this task started. And lastly, I need to do my tomatoes, which this just means that I need to, well, my first step is set up the camera. Now you may be wondering, what does setting up the camera have anything to do with your tomatoes? I want to record this as a video, so I can't do anything with my tomatoes until I set up my camera in the greenhouse. So that's easy. I can set up my camera in the greenhouse, and once it's set up, I have no reason to tell myself that I have an excuse not to film the video now. The camera's set up, you can film the video. So next, I take my next color. These are the things that are not top priority. They don't have to get done today, but I would really like if they got done today or pretty soon. So I'm going to go down here to Etsy. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the orange pen. Hopefully you can. But the first thing that I need to do in order to get stuff on Etsy is cut out the paper for cash envelopes. I'm going to just kind of like self-promote myself for 1 second. If you didn't know, I do sell cash envelopes on Etsy, and I bought some new paper to use for it. So hopefully soon that'll be up on my Etsy page and you'll be able to check that out. But for right now, I do have some that are listed on my Etsy page, and there's a link in the description. But yeah, just a little bit of self-promotion because Etsy is something that I have been trying to put more work into. I don't make a huge salary. I'm a human concerns worker, so I work for my local county and I don't make a ton of money. Now I know money is not everything, but I am also trying to do the Dave Ramsey plan, and you know that if you watch my budgeting videos, but I'm trying to make my shovel just a little bit bigger, so Etsy has been a really good way for me to make a little bit of extra income, and so I want to put more cash envelopes on Etsy, but before I can put them on Etsy, I have to cut them out and create my sets or whatever. So yeah. And lastly, I'm going to take my pink pen. These are the things that I don't have to do right away, or they're just not really that important. So let me give you an example. My spices, I want to build a new spice rack for my apartment, and to do this I need to get some ideas of what I want it to look like. So this is literally just research spice racks. It's super simple, super easy, and I can do that while I'm watching TV on Pinterest or whatever. So this is not super important. I don't have to put a ton of effort into it, and if it doesn't get done today, I don't really care. Or, better yet, my boyfriend said he would help me build it. So I could even say, hey, would you mind helping me out and researching some spice racks that you think would work in the apartment? These are things that I can delegate, or say I can get help with them. And lastly, my picture frames. I recently got some new picture frames, and I made a couple things to hang on the wall, so I need to gather the tools necessary to hang them. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I know it looks really, really simple, but this has helped me so much. Staying on task, clearing my head so that I can focus on my work, and just making things more achievable. When I look at this list right here, I feel so overwhelmed, and it just feels like a laundry list of items. And normally it is. Like, I've tried to-do list, and I will sit there for 10 minutes and write out 50 things that I need to do, and it just makes me feel so overwhelmed that I don't complete any of them. And if I do complete 1 or 2 items, then I'm adding 5 as I complete 1, and it just makes me spiral. So by doing a brain dump and picking, 6 to 10 things that are immediately on my brain that I don't want to forget about, and then listing the first step, it makes it so much less overwhelming. I can look at this and say, okay, this is what I have to do. I have to do these 3 things today. But they're not as complicated as they look. I have to gather all my boxes. That's not hard. I just need to do it. I have to take the laundry out of the dryer so that I can fold it and put it away. That's not hard either. And once it's out of the dryer, I have no excuse but to do it. Just like the camera example. Once I set my camera up in the greenhouse, I have absolutely no excuse to not film that video. And, sometimes these aren't as, hard for me to get done. But if I'm having a bad day, I really need to see it like this. I need to see how simple some of the tasks that I am making complicated are. So I would love to know how you are staying motivated, if you've ever tried this method, or if you have another method that maybe I could try. And please comment down below. I haven't been getting a ton of comments, and it makes me just a little bit sad because I love talking to you all. So I'd love to hear how you're staying motivated, what you think, if you're going to try it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!